teacher trainer, global educator, and international speaker, participant and winner in different projects, international speaker, international seminars, webinars, teacher training courses, international and national courses. She has won AKS Teacher Award 2021, many certificates and course achievements in national and international projects, medals, and achievements in different countries as a teacher, global educator, and teacher trainer. Country representative in many international projects and courses. Dr. Elisa is a lecturer, professor at ALT University in Czech Republic. She is specialized in ESL, EFL, and ESP teacher and a teacher trainer. Besides, as a co-founder and a founder of different international teacher and student projects, she is also the author of over 20 different scientific published articles in the spheres of pedagogy and psychology, methodology of teaching, and teachers training, especially on the virtual platform. So, ma'am, this is Unshot about you, and we've been trying to know more about you in the whole interaction. So once again, I welcome you. And to start with introduction, firstly, I would like to know about your journey. How did you start your career as a trainer?
Good evening, first of all, and thank you for this chance to be here on this day at this time and try to share my experience, let's say, the maybe professional development test, let's say, because it's for me, it's not, it hasn't just finished because it's like a new source, a new beginning of something. That's why I will say that a part of it because I'm just continuing working on this development, professional development path, trying to get new and new experience, to be more and more experienced. Because I always mention that imagine yourself like in a bus stop. I'm always just imagining me like standing in the bus stop and not trying to get on the bus. What will happen? It means that I'm going to stay on the bus stop. It means that it's my development, professional development point where I will just stand and not go ahead. That's why I always just compare myself with the standing and waiting for the bus and always trying just to get on the bus, not to just stand and wait for the next bus. From this point, let's say that I have started and I'm just trying to go on and on, trying to be more and more skillful in this field and to get, because when you use a method for several times, it means like that you are just tired of it, and your students also just some kinds of seems to be bored with using the same method every time, again and again. That's why let's say that my professional path started from the day when I just entered the pedagogical university in Armenia, and have chosen the way that I'm just going, and still I'm at pedagogical university just for my PhD already there, and started from this point because I really like my profession and try to do my best to be more and more skillful in this field. And every time just trying to learn, to study, to participate in different kinds of seminars, webinars, or conferences, even in some of them which are not in my field. Let's say, for example, I'm more experienced in methodology, teaching, pedagogy, but there are many things. For example, I can participate in webinar of medicine to take something, or even the psychology of brain, how the brain of a student works, and even starting learning foreign language in order to know what kind of barriers can a student have, for example, when they for the first time start learning a foreign language. Always do such kind of experiments in order to discuss, to maybe analyze from the point of student. And really maybe this one, in this case, I am succeeded in doing it, and always try to find all the solutions to all kinds of problems that I can face at school, at teaching, even in my own professional development path. And this really helps me to go and to be more experienced. Because when I compare myself, let's say 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 1 year ago, and even 1 month ago, there is a big difference because I like to work on myself and try to do my best in order to really to go ahead and not only learn but also to share, because while learning we just teach, and while teaching we learn. That's why maybe this will be my quote of my professional development path.
Yeah, that's amazing, ma'am. We should always keep on improving ourselves. We shouldn't be having competition with others, but we should be having competition with ourselves, right? And yes, ma'am, because you are actually a role model for many of us. But who are your role model and mentors?
Mm, I have many mentors and, let's say, models, but the most, let's say, inspiring and motivational person, it's my BA, one of my BA professors, uh, who was my lecturer, professor many years ago. But after graduating 10 years later, again we met and she became my MA professor. And after it, even I am now in PhD, and I'm going to defeat and get my scientific degree, but we always get in touch together. And let's say she's number one motivation, inspiring mentor, trainer, and teacher, first of all, for me, and friend, first of all, for me, because she always just is with me. She's from Armenia. Her name is Ani Manukyan, professor. And my second, let's say, motivational friend is from India, Taruna Kapoor. She's one of my best friends who is always with me, and always we discuss different kinds of pedagogical problems and many other of them. I can just name many friends from different parts of. I will take Kalyano Rao from India, who is also my inspiring mentor. Nirmala from Malaysia. Uh, let's take, I have from South Korea colleagues. We have from Philippines, my friend. I have many different kinds of friends from Taiwan, from the USA, from Armenia, from Russia, and teacher Brian from Philippines. I can name a lot. It's from Macedonia, from Romania, from different kinds of countries. I have many good inspiring, let's say, friends who are very experienced ones and who are always with me and always just motivate because they are with me and always help me in everything. We discuss, we debate, we analyze, we participate in different kinds of projects, conferences, and I know that I'm not alone. And on my professional path, they are with me, always just motivating and inspiring me, and always I am also very motivated with them, because I can take from one my friend a message, another can just share with his experience or her experience, and let's say a motivational group of friends who are always with me.
Yeah, that's wonderful, ma'am. To have a group of motivational friends for this one or two that, and you have been learning from everyone. That's really very good, ma'am. And yes, ma'am, like you're also the co-founder and founder of different international teachers and student projects. So can you just discuss or share with us about some of these projects?
Yeah, I'm a founder and co-founder of different kinds of educational projects. It can be like short ones, long ones, and in these projects are international ones, and they include students and teachers of different countries. Let's take in our global parenting club, conversational club, which is also an educational international project. Where I am as a, let's say, facilitator, one of the facilitators of them, where we have founded a project of student seminars and webinars, where the speakers are students, not the teachers. And every month we just take 4 or 5 speakers from different countries. We have a certain defined topic. They work on it, and on the day of the webinar, they represent having their presentation, answering the questions, or in some cases having different kinds of small talks. We have also many other projects with different countries. For example, it can refer to educational discussions, forums. We can have even food, for example, such kind of projects. We had traditions we have, and especially in spring, we have different kinds of projects referring to climate, to planet protection. These are very just important one, and always they just help students to gather around the world and try to gather them and have them in just gather on one topic, discuss, analyze, and not only to have one idea, one sharing, but different kinds of ideas and sharing from all over the world. And what is important, students of the same age, of different age, gather, and they have one aim, one goal, and try to find, to solve different kinds of problems. And it's really what is important. There is always peace between them. And I think this is the most, maybe the most important goal for all of us, teachers to be able. And also we have different kinds of webinars for teachers, teacher trainings. We have different discussions or such kind of, again, short or long just training courses.
Understood. So we have been like so working on so many different areas, I think. And you have being a trainer, you have also conducted trainings in different countries with the people of different countries as well. So can you just share the names of some of the countries where you had conducted trainings, and how was your experience conducting trainings for the people from other countries?
Okay, training teachers, you mean? Yeah. Is this such kind of yeah, different kinds of trainings. It's really motivating because you try to not only share the information, your experience, but also have a practice. Because this model, for example, pedagogical approach or model can work for this country, but it can't work for another country. This is also very important to take into account. Or there are many trainings, for example, that you think that this model or this topic is very important for their school, but then while exploring, you find out that they need, for example, more in practice. They need more such kind of methods or something that really will help them to practice not only language but methodology. And according to all of this, you just choose a topic and give it. And also, the audience is very important when you enter the, let's say, online platform, and there are, for example, waiting for you 100 and more teachers, and they all just join and turn on cameras and like what is she is going. Or remember, once I was having a training, the most of the majority of the teachers, they were above 60, and one of them said, "You are too young. What are you going to teach me? I have more than 20, 30 years of experience. What are you going to teach me?" And after the session, she wrote me, "Thank you. I have found out that I have more still to be taught, and thank you for the webinar and such kind of things. I think it makes you be more motivated and think that really you have done a great job for them, just helping them to be more experienced in this field. It's also the audience, the methods, and also to follow, are they going to use or what have they taken from the training course. For example, I always try to make my sessions more practical one because I want not only just participate, in some cases take their certificates, but to be able to get something, some methods, some games, or something, some important information from the session and take it with them to their classroom to enter. And remembering summer, I was in another country. It was a war zone where I was training teachers, and one of the teachers at the end of the training just said that I am looking forward to going to start new year of school because now I have a plenty of games, activities, and methods that I can use and make my classroom and my lessons more interesting and interactive one. And I think in this case, you just think that you have given something, not just participate, but they have taken something from you. And when you have something left, it means that you really could reach to their the souls, to their heart. This is important. How is it? For example, in psychology, there is a, for example, Vygotsky school, for example, other psychologist school. It means that they have followers, they had shared something with their followers, and it means that their approach or their experience or the information they have shared is really very expensive for the teachers. In this case, also, after each session, I try to have my self-assessment for me. What was good? What was bad? What am I going to change to improve? And this self-assessment really helps me. And this experience I can use for another one in different, or this game in this country, I can use this one for another country, I can just use in another format. And becoming more and more and knowing and getting, making more and more friendships in different countries.
Yeah, that's so interesting, ma'am. It was really interesting to listen to your experiences and a very good uh, point that you said about self-assessment, because that is really very important to people, obviously. So now my next question is that you're also the author of some 20 different scientific published articles. So what are those topics that you write about?
Uh, I remember my first article was with my MA professor. It was referring developing speaking skills through fairy tales. It was really a very motivational one. It was published many years ago in an international journal, and it was like the source, the beginning source point of publishing them. And I try now not only publish the sphere that I am in, for example, only teaching or only methodology. No, if I have done some kinds of observation or something, I try to turn it into an article and try to share with the experience, the information, and every observation results I have done with them. And it goes to the article one, or I remember last year we had a project with students. We had a project called Student Teachers, where the teachers were students from different countries who were just conducting sessions with other students. As a result of such kind of project was in one of the international journals called Kids, which was publishing in India. We have published an article where the authors were me and 10 students from 10 different countries. it was so motivational for them to be student and have a published article. It was something they were just very proud of, that they could do something. And it just, I know some students who continue and writing different kinds of stories and try to publish them. And it was like a beginning point for them. And I think not only concrete field that you can publish. I know if you are interested in any kind of one field or another field, you can just do observation and it will, if you have really a very valuable just result, why not share them with others, which can be helpful for others to start something new. From one into next, into next, into next, and such kind of many articles.
You should, right. Actually, when you have some kind of knowledge, it's really good to share. Articles are really new thing to share. Now, ma'am, like you were talking about your first article that is related to fairy tales. So I just wanted to know how can fairy tales help in improving the speaking skills?
Sorry, to speak about the teaching skills.
Yeah, fairy tales. How can fairy tales help in improving speaking skills?
Fairy tales, they are very helpful. Let's take the primary school. When we start teaching, as we know from psychology, students, if you are younger and younger, the younger you are, the easier it is for you to learn a new language, especially foreign language. And in this case, using fairy tales, which are, let's say, the most valuable stories for kids, it's very important to teach them. Knowing, watching different kinds of cartoons, reading for them by their parents different kinds of fairy tales, all of them helps them. For example, if my ideal heroine is Cinderella, I will try to know everything, to try even use the phrase, some kinds of words or the behavior, try to describe, even try having photo pictures, you can just merge them and create the story of Cinderella, or how can you solve. All of this just helps them to develop their speaking skills. And what is important also their vocabulary, because you can teach them new words. If it's, for example, let's take my language, Armenian and English, I can teach them some words, phrases taken from Cinderella, and they will try to represent this story through pictures. Or I remember during one of the lessons, the students tried to um, draw the picture of Cinderella and trying to change the clothes, the behavior, and try to describe the person, the hearing, or the stepmother. And these kinds of activities and games help them to even role plays. We can take a part of from the Cinderella and have a role play, and everything. Just kind of activities really are very helpful for them to know. Or if we have, for example, unknown words, they can we can try to find the definition, match this definition together and with each other. And these are activities that really help them to develop their speaking, because they speak, they act, they sing in this case, and try to express their ideas and thoughts in, and try to develop, even not being afraid of being mistaken. They have no complexes in this, very important, no barriers for them, and it's really very helpful for them.
Amazing, ma'am. And ma'am, like because you are a teacher trainer, so like what kind of skills should be developed by a person who wants to pursue his or her career as a trainer?
Okay, as a trainer, I think first of all you should be hardworking and love your job as a trainer, because when you are a teacher, especially when you are a beginner, in this case you to gain not only experience, not only skills, not only improve your knowledge in your field, but when you want to become a trainer, this is another part and another phase of your professional development. Because when you really want to become a trainer, it means that you have gained, let's say, not enough, but a stepping stone. Let's say stepping stone you have to be for becoming a trainer, and try to have knowledge and try to share your knowledge, your the information you have gained, and also the experience. But it doesn't mean that you are really a professional one, because uh, how you are a beginner with teacher when you for the first time you enter the school. In this case also, you do your first steps. For example, I remember my first training with the teachers. I was so excited, nervous. What if they know more than I? What if they give me some kind of questions that I don't know the answers? Or sometimes there are trainings that the trainees really just require real concrete examples, or give you such kind of questions that you are not can be not aware of. And in this case, you should be forceful, self-confident, not to be afraid of being asked such kind of questions. And remember, last year I had a training course, and the topics that I was having a webinar with that school teachers. One of the participants gave me a question, absolutely from different field. I don't know what was. Maybe he thought he wants to know. Maybe I'm experienced in this field. Can I answer his question, or something like barrier questions, which kind of, let's say. But fortunately, I was aware of this field and could such kind of things that really can, in some cases, take or create a barriers for you to be afraid of becoming a trainer. But as much you for me, as being a trainer, it doesn't mean that I am a real experienced trainer and it's all. No, every time I'm trying to get in touch to participate in new or such kind of seminars or training courses by other professors, try to take something. Maybe I haven't know about this activity. I can just have it, change it, use it in, try to make my own one, and to have in my chest in this case, and try to use it whenever I need it. From this point, you should be just first of all hardworking, purposeful, and never be afraid of being mistaken. Because if you don't fail, if you don't be mistaken, or if you don't have any kind of mistake, it means that you are not going ahead. You are just standing in one place. But if you have failures, it means that you can. I try to take something from my failures. Try to find something good. If I fail this one, I try to find what was best, what was good in my failure, and try to take it and to develop it and to recreate to another one. From this point, you should be never uh, being afraid of, purposeful, hardworking, motivating, and inspiring, and read as much as you can. Watch seminars, webinars, audios, TED Talks. These are very important one, TED Talks, because we can say that TED Talk is like a conference, you go and speak, but no, there is a special technique how to construct your TED Talk, your TED conference. And reading such kind of literature, valuable literature, it gives you interesting, and also try to go to participate in international webinars or sessions, or training courses, for example, by Cambridge Assessment, or for other available international companies, educational companies, and be more experienced in this field. Maybe these skills that I, first of all, are very important for me to be a trainer.
There's some very important skills that you told, like skills that have to be developed if you want to pursue as a trainer. And ma'am, you have a long list of achievements. You have won a number of awards. So, can you just share about some of the awards that you have won and your achievements?
Sorry, your voice is cutting. Can you?
Can you please share about some of your awards and your achievements?
Okay. I have participated in different kinds of projects. For example, last year I took in part ITS, International Teacher Award, and was the winner for the first time for my country, for Armenia. I was the first winner in this um, award, and got my. It was very motivational one because I remember when I was filling my form to apply for it, I need a recommendation letter, some of them. And when I just applying for my friends, first of all, I didn't know whom to apply because there were so many friends. I can just apply and ask them to recommend me as a winner. And then it was really something just responsible for me to become, to represent my country, to become. And I remember my happiness when I got the email, and which was informing, congratulations, you are the winner. And then I got in touch, some kinds of motivational videos when your name is announced that you are a winner. Really, it was something for me. There were so many different kinds of awards, like getting certificates or thankful letters from them, or just to be. Last year I remember I was also recognized as one of the 25 motivational speakers around the world. And there are different kinds of projects by IDIM, different kinds of IIU, or different countries, that when I got such kind of certificates or award, it was really, I remember last year there was another ceremony, award ceremony, and they sent me as a diploma, the award, the statue. And when the courier brought, it was for me a big surprise to get the diploma from India. And really, there are many of mine. I can't remember at this moment to just give you concrete examples, let's say, but I had a big file in my computer where I just put all the certificates every time when I'm winning or when I'm being recognized winner or an awardee or just motivational speaker. And it's really, I'm always just honored and always thankful to my friends when they just give me such kind of opportunity. And or when, for example, you get a letter that I'm this one from this country, and one of your friends has recommended you to be a trainer for my school or for my college, for my university, or we would like to have a lecture in our university taken by you. And there are different countries. There are many teachers, deans, professors whom even I don't know, but they just get in touch with me through my friends. Last year I remember there was a case when I have trained one school, and after a week, another school wrote me that this school has recommended you to be, and we would like to have your course now for our school teachers too. And it just, let's say, motivates and inspires me to work harder and harder. And the award is important, but for me, first of all, it's important that through these awards, maybe through this recognition or from these diploma certificates, I just think that in some cases I am an important, let's say, person for them. It can be teacher, it can be trainer or educator or speaker who can share her experience to give other teachers who are doing their first steps or who want to be more experienced than my experience or my teaching peculiarities or something can be really very important for them and beneficial, let's say, for them in this case. And I like how is it at school we teach something and we assess the student gets mark, yes, great for their work, for their lesson that they have answered. In this case, also like it's this one. We share, we teach others, and like a result, instead of mark grade, we get such kind of award. And it just, for me, first of all, it just motivates me to go ahead and work harder and harder, like a motivational point for me, getting such kind of awards.
Yes, ma'am. Getting awards is like always motivational. It motivates us, it inspires us to work better. And ma'am, nextly, I would like to know about your some short-term and long-term goals that you have set for your future.
Mm, hmm. Let's say like a result of long-term goal is my PhD, which is mm, I think in spring I will defeat my PhD at last and get the scientific degree of professor. Maybe this will be the result of long-term goal. Goals, I have many of them. For 1 week, for 2 days, like a challenge for me, that I try to have a challenge, try to follow. Like I have a goal, make steps to make my goal through, and then try to step by step go through all the steps, and the result will be really my goal in this case. Maybe long-term goal will be to continue cooperation, collaboration with different countries, teachers, trainers. This will be, I think, endless for me, just to collaborate for them. For short one, it depends on the situation, the goal, the audience, what is your aim, and what outcomes you want to have in this case. Maybe this one.
Yeah, wonderful, ma'am. And before leaving, we want you to give a small message for the audience who are watching us.
Mm, as a message, first of all, will be never give up, always struggle, because if we compare our life, it's also like an endless struggle. We struggle for food, we struggle for living, we struggle for our profession, for our family, for everything. In this case, also, never give up, just go ahead and try to achieve more and more, but never forgetting your friends, never forgetting your beginning point, because you can't jump from the first to 10 step at once. You go step by step, but never forget where you have started, and always having really faithful friends around you. It makes you be more and more motivated in this case, and it will be just help you to be more purposeful, self-confident, and valuable person among your in your friends, in your family life, and love towards your profession, because if you love your profession, you will never afraid of having difficulties, having troubles, having failures or mistakes. Vice versa, it will give you a chance just to struggle and go ahead. Maybe this one will be my message for them.
Yeah, that's a wonderful message, ma'am. We should never give up. And when we go forward in our life, we should never forget from where we have begun. So thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you very much for joining the show and sharing your knowledge, sharing your experiences with us. And we are looking forward to have more interaction with you in the future. And thank you, Ravi, sir, for the wonderful opportunity of conducting the series, and all the people of the Idym team, Zenith Man, dear Dinu, and everyone who have been working tirelessly behind the screen to